On today's Glory Days show, not a lot going on in the sports world as we transition from winter sports to spring sports, but that doesn't mean we're taking the week off. Position players have joined pitchers and catchers at baseball spring training camps, so we'll take a look at what's going on in both the Mets and Yankees camps as they get ready for their first games of the spring.
And tomorrow night is the biggest night of the entertainment industry as Hollywood gathers to crank out the 88th Annual Academy Awards, giving out Oscar hardware to celebrate the best performances in motion pictures from 2015. Our resident movie buff Tommy Gatto will join us to talk about the major award categories, and we will give you our picks.
And in our Did You Hear About segment, Jason Pierre-Paul is suing ESPN for leaking his protected health information to millions of Twitter followers. A Canadian junior hockey player is arrested and handcuffed on the ice during a playoff game, and the Yankees are being motivated to sleep in during spring training.
So don't touch that mouse. The best hour of your sports week is coming up on Glory Days right now.
Inravio.com.
Hello again, everybody. Today is Saturday, February 27th, 2016. You are watching the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Descafani. This is my good friend Bruce Oler. Kyle Melnick and Eric Mikhailov are behind the glass, and you are joining us on the Inravio TV network, where we stream live from Studio C right here in the great state of New York. February's over.
Almost, but we got a 29th day this year. Oh. Sadie Hawkins Day, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It's a woman that proposed to the men, right?
Does that ever really work?
I think so. I mean, I can't say that it happened in my situation or your situation.
Well,
but
February's over. It's my favorite month because of my birthday.
That's right. And actually, I meant to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh,
it was just this past week.
Just this past week.
Was it Wednesday?
Wednesday was my
Wednesday.
Birthday. And
58? How old are you?
I'm not saying.
Okay.
But it's not yet.
You don't look a day over 58, though. I'll tell you that. Okay.
But it's not quite 60 yet.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be next year. You know, I'm already planning.
So it was 59.
Yeah.
Really? So you did? Okay. So.
I'm planning my birthday extravaganza for next year.
Okay.
Every year on the milestone birthdays, I try to do something special for myself.
So it's in the planning stages right now.
It's in the planning stages, but I believe it's going to include live rock band karaoke.
Really? Oh, I like that. I like the sound of that already.
You know what? I think we're getting too old to bowl. But you know what? February's over. Oh, well, we got a couple more days.
Yep.
We got into March.
Actually, when we get into March, I guess that's the new NFL season starts. So, you know, waiting for Johnny Manziel to get the axe. I guess they can't release him yet.
Where does he go?
I don't know if he's going to go anyplace, to tell you the truth. His career could be over.
By the way, you want to know who the top 3 most popular quarterbacks in the NFL are with the fans?
With the fans?
This was a poll.
Okay. I would say Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning was number 2.
Okay. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady was number 1. You'll never guess who number 3 was.
Number 3. Tony Romo.
Close. Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow is the number 3 most.
Is he even a quarterback in the NFL? No. Okay.
He's barely a college football analyst for ESPN right now, but he's the 3rd most. Aaron Rodgers is next.
Okay.
And so I heard that and I said, wow, that's amazing. Either the NFL fans don't know that he's not playing anymore, but what an impact that guy must have had.
Well. Is Donald Trump really presidential material? I mean, you know. Yeah, I tell you, the world is turned upside down, man. It really has.
You know what the best part about Donald Trump running for president?
What's that?
Al Sharpton and 3 or 4 other celebrities that nobody really likes have all said they are moving out of the United States if Donald Trump becomes
Well,
president.
that's good incentive.
What a reason to vote for Donald Trump,
Exactly
just
right.
that alone.
That's right. That's what its campaign slogan should be, make Al Sharpton leave the country,
Vote for me.
Exactly right. And I'll set you free.
But you know what I like about him? He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what you attack him, he goes right back at you.
He does. He does.
Which is, in my opinion, I want
But
that.
but he's a little short on details with his stuff, And then they call him out and say, "Well, you really didn't give these." "Oh, yes, I did." And then he just moves on. You know what I mean? Well, maybe you can refresh my memory on what you said about
Well, you know what?
that,
The
too.
other thing is, during those debates, they only give him a minute.
Yep.
You had a minute 15 to answer.
Yep.
And then you only have 30 seconds to, Rubio and Cruz. I don't trust Ted Cruz. He's a dirty little guy.
I don't trust that guy either.
He
He looks
He's
kind of like
sneaky
Dracula, don't he?
He looks like Uncle Fester,
Except-
not Uncle Fester,
yeah.
Grandpa Munster.
Exactly, he does. He's got that nose, man, And sharp, pointy teeth.
And Marco Rubio is like that little nerd guy who Donald Trump looks like the big bully
Yeah.
against.
Well, he is.
But you know what?
But he is.
Every foreign leader is that bully guy. I don't want a guy like Rubio. As much as I really liked Rubio in the beginning, after seeing the way Christie took him apart, and he just keeps pointing at and laughing at Donald Trump when he says little things like, "Oh yeah, you're going to build a wall, yeah, and you're going to have the Polish people do it just like they built your thing," and everybody starts laughing. And
Kind of reminds me of the comic strip that we used to do, The Sav.
this half.
And what would the Sav always say? Oh, yeah?
That's why Donald Trump is the salve. I never put that together before. But it's funny. They were asking him about, the Mexican president
Yeah.
said, "We're not paying for your effing wall." That's what the president of Mexico said.
Effing wall.
Effing wall. And Donald Trump says, "You're a world leader. How could you use that type of language?" Right? But then he says, "I'll tell you how I'm going to pay for it." He told Rubio and Cruz, who were saying the same thing. Well, then, if they're not going to pay for it, who is? He says, "We owe Mexico $58 trillion, or whatever money that we give them every year, or $58 billion. He says, "They're just going to take it out of that." And that's how we're going to pay for it. You know what? We need a businessman to run this country.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
You know what? This is a sports show.
Yeah, so let's get to the sports.
I wonder what the sport world will be like with Donald Trump as the president. Remember what happened to that, what was that football league? That the New Jersey
The
Generals
USFL.
in? USFL. He took over like the USFL.
Right, the New York, the Generals, right?
The Jersey Generals, right?
Jersey
Herschel
Generals.
Walker.
Yes.
Right? Right in the tank. So I don't know. Anyway. But, so, speaking of money and economics, Yoenis Cespedes
Yeah.
has been showing up at Met training camp every day with a different car.
When
And
he
everybody's-
showed up on, I guess it was Sunday, and I think maybe it was the same car on Monday. He had that F-250,
That thing looked like the Batmobile.
the Ford truck,
Oh, the Ford truck. Right,
That
the
was
monster
Monday,
truck.
That was Monday and Tuesday, And then he showed up with a different car every day. And I thought after Wednesday, he said, "I don't have any more cars." And he showed up with a new car on Thursday and a different car on Friday, And I think he's even doing one more tomorrow. Today, I should say.
Do you care what he shows up in? Do you
I
really
don't.
care? No,
I
who
don't.
cares? Nobody cares.
The Mets seem to be having a lot of fun. And, again, like you say, pitchers and catchers just showed up and things like that. But, they haven't won anything yet.
No.
And they're kind of reminding me of the 86 Mets where they got the swagger already. You know what I mean?
Right.
Win something first.
Well, you know what? The 86 Mets hadn't won anything.
Yeah,
All they did was come close
that's right.
in the 2 periods. And you know what? They got this swagger. And it was no longer, at least the way I'm seeing it this year, they're not going to beat themselves this year. You want to beat them? Beat them. They're going to throw out a fireballing pitcher every day. And then Bartolo Colon just for comic relief.
He'll be pitching batting practice.
And the Yankees are becoming the Mets. No free agents during spring training. Nobody seems to be talking about them. They have a lot of question marks and holes. When was the last time the Mets went into training camp without any real giant question
Well, we
marks?
talked about that last week, and I'd be hard pressed to tell you when.
Right,
It's
so
a long
the
time
Yankees,
though.
The Yankees this year in training camp, they are flying under the radar.
They are, but they do have that triumvirate of closers. Basically, if they're winning it late in the game, I think the game is over. I really do.
I think the key is if they'll be able to.
Well, can their starting pitcher get them to that point?
Right. They got question marks with CeCe. They have question marks with. They have question marks with a whole bunch of different.
Tanaka, even.
Right. Let's just real quickly. Let's talk about what's going on in Florida.
Okay.
Okay. Don Mattingly is the new manager, right?
Of the
Florida Marlins.
Or is the Miami Marlins?
Miami Marlins.
Okay.
Right. Have you seen this yet? Do you know who this is? This picture?
I saw this picture last week, and I was surprised to find out that it was Barry Bonds.
That is exactly right. Now, you may or may not have known that he's one of the new hitting coaches for the Florida Marlins.
I did know that.
But you certainly had no idea he looked like this.
No.
Bonds has been kind of a recluse since he retired from baseball in 2007 amid all the steroid allegations. But the 14-time All-Star and 7-time MVP, he played 22 years in the big leagues, and he should have been a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Instead, his career has been tainted with steroid use. The fact that he hit 762 home runs, that's 5 more than Hank Aaron. It's caused most baseball fans to ignore him as baseball's quote-unquote home run king. But of course, this is the Barry Bonds that we all know.
Jeez, look at that.
The roided-out slugger who hit 73 home runs in 2001 for the Giants. The argument has always been that he would have made the Hall of Fame without the steroids, but facts are facts. Is this the physique of an athlete that was not using some sort of chemical enhancement? Is this the body of an athlete that's just a product of working out in the gym? Of course, if you remember, Barry Bonds 1.0 played for Pittsburgh in 1986 through 1982, and he was the MVP twice.
92, yeah.
92. He was the MVP twice before he left for San Francisco, and this is what he looked like in San Francisco.
He looked like a stick.
Well, that's Pittsburgh. Next picture.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Must be something in the water. San Francisco matured him into a super slugger where he became the MVP 5 more times. 4 of them consecutively in his late 30s, 37, 38, 39, 40. This is what he looked like at 43. He also won consecutive Silver Slugger awards those same years that he was a recipient of the Hank Aaron Award.
Now, did you notice there's a typo in this thing? It says Sliver.
Sliver.
Slugger.
No, they can't see that. So, my question really is, look at the 86 Barry Bonds and the 2016 Barry Bonds. Look at the difference. You still think he wasn't taking steroids and deserves to be immortalized in the Hall of Fame?
Well,
not you, but
I don't. I mean, it's a legitimate question. I don't think he's ever admitted to doing it.
No, he never
right?
has.
And his argument is going to be that he just spent a lot of time in the gym.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. You know what? What do you say we move
take a
on
break?
to a different topic?
Okay.
All right. Right after the break, we're going to switch gears and we'll get into one of my personal favorite topics, motion pictures. Tommy Gatto will join us to talk about the major award categories on tap for tomorrow's Academy Awards. Later on, we'll talk about some stories that you may not have heard about in our Did You Hear About segment. But for now, put the popcorn in the microwaves because we're talking about movies next. Stay with us. You're watching The Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco, only on the Inravio TV network. Coming right back.
over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE. Your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce Disco here on the Inravio TV network. Our next guest is a frequent contributor to this program and has always shared my passion for the movies. Although we don't always see eye to eye in our movie choices, he still claims he's never seen Jurassic Park.
What if we saw Jurassic World?
There is no one I know that understands the movie-going experience as well as he does. Every year on this here program, we take a look at the top categories for best actors and actresses, the best director, and of course the best film. And every year we make predictions. This year will be no different. Please welcome back to the program our Inravio movie maven, Tommy Gatto. Tommy, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey,
right.
man. How's life treating you?
It's not bad, man. I'm very, very comfortable in my new home. Very happy.
That is a wonderful thing.
I remember you used to call in from the show. It would be from your car, usually during a break that you had. Were you working a deli counter or something in a food store? I'm trying to think exactly what that was, Tommy. That's years ago now, though.
Yeah, it was bakery. That was like 5 years ago.
Well, we've been doing it a long time, my friend.
Now he's a
my
respected teacher.
I know.
He owns a home.
Yep.
Our little boy is growing up.
It's so good to see. It's so gratifying. And we won't talk about Common Core today, but I'd like to get your opinion on that sometime soon, you know.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Don't get me started.
I know, we won't. We won't.
So, Tommy, are you, do the Academy Awards still excite you when they come around?
Not as much as they used to, but this year, with some of the movies that are involved, I'm kind of curious now. There's a couple of movies I'm really excited about. I hope they get recognized.
You know, one of the last year seemed to be a lot of kind of clear-cut winners last year.
I think if I recall, you picked all the winners.
At 5 out of 6. Okay. I believe I missed director last year. I got the wrong director.
Right.
But I got all the other ones. But you know what? It wasn't like this year, you know. And we're going to be going over the list and stuff. But there was a lot of I don't know and I'm not sure this year.
Now, who's hosting the show this year?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
You know, he has a quote from 2005. You know what he said?
What?
The only acting you see at the Oscars is the people acting like they're not mad because they didn't win. I'm sure I'll have another line like that for tomorrow, too.
You know, Tommy, real fast before we get into the categories, what do you think about all this hoopla over the fact that there were no actress or actors of color nominated? Did you think that there were any performances that got left out?
I really didn't get a chance to take a look at that, but it's hard to believe. I'm on the side where it's hard to believe that there weren't any African American or African American actors or actresses that could have made the spot.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in the spot where it's it could have been recognized a little bit more. They could have done something, but you know what? It is what it is. There were other award ceremonies that actually picked all African Americans that won their awards. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but to me, it's like it is what it is, and it's just the Oscars, and people have to calm down because it's just a group of a lot of people picking what they feel, their opinion, what they feel is the best movie or best performance.
Well, that's the way I feel about it, because I just, when you look at sports awards, sports awards are not based on anything other than your performance.
What do you mean they're based on anything? They're based on everything.
Well, no, I meant there's not the black MVP and the white MVP. There is just an MVP.
Yeah.
It's based on your performance. And I believe that's what the Oscars is also based on. I don't know. It's no matter what you say, it's not going to sound right.
Right.
So why don't you say something?
Exactly.
All right, you know what I'm going to say? We're going to start the way the Academy Awards start out.
Okay.
And the first category they give out, Tommy, is the Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I have to tell you that I saw all the nominated films this year. I saw all 8 of them. But for the first time in a long time, a lot of the actors and actresses were not in the nominated films.
That's a good point.
So these are the actresses. Jennifer Jason Leigh was Hateful Eight. Rachel McAdams in Spotlight. Alicia Vikander in The Danish Girl. Rooney Mara in Carol. And Kate Winslet in Steve Jobs. So did you get the chance to see any of these? Or what do you think is the buzz?
Yes, I saw Carol and I saw Spotlight. So I saw Rachel McAdams and I saw Rooney Mara, and the front runner, the actress that seems like is going to get it is Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl. It seems like they're just The Danish Girl is they call it an Oscar bait movie. It's a movie made in knowing that they're going to be recognized for the Oscars, so they make it very Oscar-ish.
Oscar-ish?
Oscar-worthy.
Maybe
Like
that's
SpongeBob.
a term. That's a term.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it has to be about some kind of challenge, like it's in a minority, and it's very Oscar bait. And this is one of those awards. I think that this actress who's never received any kind of award, they're going to probably prop her up with this award, which I haven't seen the film, but I'm sure she's great in it. But who I'd like to see win is Rooney Mara for Carol. I thought she carried that film.
I liked, I saw Spotlight, and I saw Hateful Eight, and I don't know why Jennifer Jason Leigh is in there. I mean, she really didn't have that much to do in Hateful Eight.
I don't know why Rachel McAdams is in there.
Yeah, she was in Spotlight, but I didn't think she did anything that really made me go gaga over it.
Not at all.
But I did like, I do like Rooney Mara, and I wish that, I wish I had seen Carol, but I didn't. But I'm going to go with you with Alicia on that one.
Yeah.
I have no opinion at all. I went up doing research. It looks like the favorite is The Danish Girl with Alicia Vikander. And then the spoiler, though, they say, it could be Kate Winslet in the Jobs movie. So we'll have to see.
Dark horse. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Best Supporting Actor. Okay. Now, that's one, I did see a couple of them. Actually, I saw every one of them except Creed. Did you see Creed?
I did not,
Yeah.
but I think he's the favorite.
They said
Sly Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone made everybody cry in Creed.
How did he do that?
I don't know. I didn't see the movie. But Tommy, that's who they say is. They say he's going to finally win something.
Yeah, that seems like the wind's blowing in Sylvester Stallone's direction for sure. You know, he gave a performance that probably his best performance, like almost ever. Some people say it's his best performance ever. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I'd say the first Rocky movie probably is his best performance. But
You're Adrian.
You know what?
But it seems like
I
he's
also
the favorite.
liked I also liked Christian Bale in The Big Short, only because, man, no matter what movie that guy does, he is a different guy. Every movie,
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
good actor. He's a good actor, then, huh?
you know.
Terrific actor.
And I also liked Mark Ruffalo in The Spotlight.
Oh, I loved Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight.
I would really like to see him win,
I loved him in that.
but I think like you said, it's going to be Stallone.
Sly Stallone.
Do you think he's going to win it?
Yeah, right now, you know, Sylvester Stallone is the heavy favorite, and if I was choosing, I would love to see Mark Ruffalo win an Oscar, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I know Tom Hardy's in there. He kind of mumbled his way through that performance. A very physically demanding performance, but he was mumbling all the time. So I'm like, I think there's other actors that could have been in there.
You know, and I also saw Bridge of Spies, and I really didn't like it. It just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, the word out is that it's very boring.
It was 2.5 hours, of which they could have done it in about an hour.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. To give you an idea, if it was any good, why wouldn't Tom Hanks have been nominated?
True.
Exactly. That's a good observation.
All right, you know what? Let's do one more before we go to break, okay? And let's do Best Actress. Okay. We've got Brie Larson from Room, Charlotte Rampling from 45 Years. I guess it's Saoirse Ronan. Is that how you pronounce her name?
I think so. That's a tough name to pronounce.
Brooklyn, Kate Blanchett from Carol, and Jennifer Lawrence for Joy. I think they just put Jennifer Lawrence in this thing every year because they have to. You know. But I know that Brie Larson is probably the favorite, and to be honest with you, that was a great movie.
Oh,
Yeah?
my goodness. Yes,
That was a fantastic movie. You know what? I didn't really think that was be as good a movie as it was, but she was something else in that movie. Although
She was a revelation.
I really liked Brooklyn also.
Yeah, I did see that. I thought that was a good movie.
You know, I like the simplicity of that. But we'll talk about that when we get to movies.
Yes.
But let's talk about the performance. Tommy, who did you like? Who do you like of that group?
Oh, I love Brie Larson. I think that, you know, she's been dabbling in independent films for a while. People didn't know about her. She was in a movie called Short Term 12 about, you know, children who are underprivileged, and it's basically like if you love social work, that's the movie for you. She's in that, and she gave a terrific performance in that movie. I mean, that for me, that was her breakout performance. A movie called Short Term 12. I think it's on Netflix. But this movie, she gained all the award notoriety, and she's definitely going to win, and I'm very happy she's going to win. So,
You know, I mean, I think she was. She won all three of the biggies. She won the SAG. She won the Golden Globe.
it's a wipeout.
You know, so I think she's going to win it too.
Yeah.
She is the odds-on favorite to win that.
But I'd really like to see. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that. Although the girl from Brooklyn, Saoirse Ronan, was really good too. But I don't think.
Yeah, she's a good actor.
I got to tell you, if Brie Larson wasn't there, she would be my choice.
Not Jennifer Lawrence and Joy, though, huh? Did you see Joy?
I did see it, and I didn't. I thought it was just a remake of that other one, Silver Lining Playbook.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a decent movie. It wasn't a great movie, though.
You know, you just can't make different movies with the same people.
Yeah, and it's always the same kind of people too.
Yeah.
You know?
I just don't understand how you sign up to do a completely different movie with the same 3-4 people. The only people that get away with that is, you know, the ones that do Best in Show and.
Is that the Coen brothers? Is that
No, what's his name? Oh, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Well,
I
I'll
know
remember.
Martin Scorsese used De Niro and De Niro, DiCaprio a lot. He
But-
used Pesci a lot.
But they play different people in the movies,
Yeah.
and they play them in a different style. This seems to be this. They're playing the exact same people, just giving them different names and putting them in a different town. You know what? We got to take a quick break. You're hanging out, right?
Yep.
All right,
Because
very
we got to
good.
come back and do the other ones.
We
All
still
right?
got the actor in the leading role, we got Best Picture, and we got Director.
Best
So
Director.
we're about halfway through.
All righty, we're going to be right back. Stay with us. You're watching the Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco on the Inravio TV network. Come back with Tommy Gatto doing the next category.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE, your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com.
Hey, this is Chris West Jake, and if Inravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
Welcome back to the Glory Days Show with Bruce Disco here on the Inravio TV network. If you're just joining us, well, where the hell have you been all morning? We're talking with our resident movie maven, Tommy Gatto, about tomorrow's Academy Awards and the nominees. We just went through Best Supporting Actor and Actress and the Best Actress. And let's take a look at the remaining big categories. Best Actor, Best Director, and Best Film. So, Best Actor is a tough one this year, Tommy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I think this is it. I think our boy Leo DiCaprio is taking it.
Did you think, now you think he's going to win, but do you think he had the best performance?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see Eddie Redmayne, Michael Fassbender. I saw The Martian, and I didn't see Bryan Cranston in Trumbo. But do I think he has the best performance? I'm not sure. I mean, I heard Bryan Cranston is excellent in Trumbo.
Bryan Cranston was great in Trumbo. I really thought, I tell you what, if Leo doesn't win it, I think Bryan Cranston's going to win it. That's
I mean,
just
everybody
my,
loves Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him.
There's,
But
again,
I think this is it. I think Leo gets it this year. I think the Academy's on board, and I think everyone's on board. Is it DiCaprio's best performance of his career? No, it's not. But I think this is it's one of those deals where it's like, you should have got it a couple of years. You should have got it a long time ago.
well, I thought he should have got it. I thought he should have got it last year, but there were too many
For what?
strong
Was that Wall Street?
Wolf of Wall Street last year. But I thought there were too many other strong performances this year. Now I've seen 3 of the 5. I did not see The Danish Girl, but again, man, Eddie Redmayne is another one of those. And Fassbender, too, is the same thing. Another one of those guys
Fassbender, I
that,
think, is the spoiler in there.
they're like Christian Bale. They are a completely different person
Right.
Yeah.
when they're in there. But Redmayne won last year. He was the he won the Best Actor last year.
Yeah, it's tough to see him winning 2 years in a row for the same things.
Right.
I don't know if that even ever happened.
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, didn't Tom Hanks win 2 years in a row?
For was it Forrest Gump and
Yeah.
Philadelphia?
I think it was. I think he won 2 years in a row, or he won 2 out of 3 years, or something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Kind of like Barry Bonds, huh?
What?
Win the MVP all those years in a row.
Tom Hanks was on steroids when he was
We'll
doing.
launch an investigation.
How else could he have run all that way in
Exactly.
So I don't think I don't really think, other than maybe Fassbender, I don't think anybody really will have a chance to upset Leo this
Leo.
time. And I have to tell you, it was a very disturbing movie, The Revenant.
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen it. That's what my daughter and her boyfriend told me, though.
All right, so we're going with Leo across the board.
Yeah.
So far, we haven't made any different picks. We're all on the same page here.
We're all on the same page.
We're running out of categories here. All right. This is always the toughest one for me, and this is Best Director. Okay? This is always the toughest one for me because I don't understand how a movie could win Best Picture but not
Right.
Best Director.
Right.
That's what I just don't understand. Because how could it be the Best Picture if the guy that directed it isn't nominated?
You know what hasn't come up in this whole thing yet? Is Mad Max, Son of Fury, you know?
It's coming up in the
I
next
know it
category.
is. Well, Fury Road, I should say.
Yeah, Mad Max Fury Road. Actually, well, you know, the director, George Miller, is up for Mad Max Fury Road. So, Tommy, talk for a minute about what they look for in a director that guys like myself and Bruce don't really see when we go to a movie.
I mean, first off, they're looking at how many different locations that you're in. Movies that take place outside. Those movies typically have the leg up on the smaller scale movies like Room or Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that they look for is just the different angles. Like, say, for instance, a movie like Mad Max has some, you think to yourself, how did they shoot that? And, that's, when you ask yourself, how did they shoot that? How did they get that shot? That's typically what they're looking for. But in other times, in other situations, they don't recognize things like that, and they just pick the movie that is the favorite. We can just dive right into it. A movie like Spotlight, which, it's been coming up as this spoiler because at first The Revenant was the favorite, but now the Spotlight might be the favorite. In terms of directing, you know how many different locations they had to shoot for The Revenant? They had to get all the right weather conditions down, they said. They had to delay filming 9 months because the weather wasn't proper.
But a movie
ridiculous
like
detail.
Let me ask you about a movie like Spotlight. A movie like Spotlight seems to be it was more about pacing and how to keep the thing. Is that more film editing than directing when you talk about something like that?
It all falls back on the director. Things like film editing, cinematography, those are great things, but it all comes back to the director because he's the person in charge. It's like having a bunch of great teachers, and it all falls back on who? The principal. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like that. But in terms of Spotlight, what was the greatest part about it, I typically would agree with you. The editing and the pacing was very crisp. It didn't really feel like it was a long movie. It glided along.
It's one of those movies where you don't
you
don't look at your watch to see what time is it, or and I felt the same way about Room, and I know that it's unusual for a movie like that. Lenny Abramson was the director of that, but that the director is dealing with a 10 by 12 environment, or recreating a 10 by 12 environment for more than half the film. And to be able to do that, and you get a little bit of the sense of the claustrophobia for just being in that room, but it didn't feel like that. You know, the way he shot it from above, he shot it from below, he shot, you know.
The angles.
Go ahead.
All the angles. That's like I said before, all those different angles that you're really, when you're watching it, you're kind of like not thinking about it, but afterwards it dawns on you like, wow, like, yeah, half the movie was shot in one room. How did they do that? How do you pull that off? Like, if you said on paper, half the movie's going to take place in this room. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds crazy.
Well, let me tell you what is working against Alejandro Inarritu. No director has won back-to-back Academy Awards in 65 years.
Yeah.
Maybe like that.
So, that's good research there, Disco.
I do my research. That's why I have no life anymore. So I thought, in my own opinion, I'm going to give it to Mad Max. I'm going to give it to George Miller. That's who I think is going to do it. Again,
right.
taking what what you were saying about angles and cinematography, location, you take all that stuff into, and even though there was a lot that I didn't understand that was going on in Mad Max, I understood what was going on. You know? I mean, that was the best movie theater movie I saw all year.
Even better than Star Wars?
You know what? Movies like Star Wars and even Jurassic World, they never make these things.
No,
for
I know
whatever
they
reason.
don't. I know they don't.
But
But those are the movies that I saw.
I would say those were the top 3-4 movies that I enjoyed this year.
Yep.
From a
I did
movie
see the
theater.
one that I did see the animated. Well, the one that's the favorite for the animated. I know we're not going to talk about that, but that was Inside Out.
I loved Inside
That was a
Out.
great movie, I thought.
That should win.
Yep.
That
is the pick there.
that to me was the most clever movie I saw.
But we digress.
All right, Tommy. So who do you think is going to take it for director?
Well, I think right now the Academy is going to pick Spotlight. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Tom McCarthy.
Yeah, and I don't want them to, but I think that Spotlight's going to end up just taking both categories.
So who do you think?
I would like to see Mad Max or The Revenant win. So it'd be one of those two for my personal favorite. But I honestly, I'm going with Spotlight because that's how I feel the Academy is going right now.
All right. I personally, I think Fury Road is going to win, but I'd like to see Room. That's my personal favorite.
Okay.
All right. One more to go.
2 more to go.
One more.
We did picture. Did we did picture?
No, we didn't do picture yet.
Did we do actor?
Yeah.
Yep.
We did.
Didn't we
I must
say-
have been asleep.
Who did you say?
I don't know.
Who did you like in actor? I don't have your name written down.
I didn't have my name for any of these, man.
No, I have your name for some of
Okay.
them. Wherever you say.
Well, that's right. I guess we did talk about Leonardo DiCaprio it being his time. You know,
right,
but I
so-
didn't see that movie, so I'm just going by what the buzz is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Best Picture.
let's talk about, Tommy, let's talk about the pictures. How many of them did you get to see? Because I got to see all of them this year, which is unusual.
I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 8.
Okay. Which ones didn't you see?
Brooklyn, Bridge of Spies, and The Big Short.
All right. I think we should eliminate Bridge of Spies because I didn't like it.
It's fair enough. It's our show. You can do what you want to.
Both Bruce and I saw Brooklyn, and we really liked it.
I enjoyed that movie.
I tell you what, here's what we'll do, because we're running against the time thing here. Okay. I don't think Bridge of Spies. I don't think Big Short. I think Spotlight has got a shot. I think
Room. You like Room.
I like Room. But I think that everything's going to go to The Revenant. Do you think, Tommy, you think The Revenant is going to be sweeping this thing?
Actually, I thought that in the beginning. In the very, very beginning, I thought The Revenant was going to be it. But I actually reversed. I actually think now that Spotlight's going to be the movie that's going to sweep.
Huh.
I think Spotlight. It's like it's just the Oscar movie. Like It's the movie. It's about a very touchy subject. It gets people talking, and I think that's what they're going for. And it doesn't really. It makes a statement, but it doesn't say it very loudly. It just says it. It says it very professionally, and I just think that's the movie that's going to actually sweep. I'd like to see The Revenant win that, but I think Spotlight's going to take it.
I got to make a prediction. Go ahead. You. Which one did you like?
I like Brooklyn.
Yeah. So Mr. B is going to take Brooklyn.
I think that's got no chance, by the way. But
All right.
No.
I have to pick one that I think is going to win. I'm going to go with The Revenant, but I think Spotlight should win, or The Room, or Room. That's my opinion. I mean, I saw all these.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't like Bridge of Spies. I thought it was too long. Not that I didn't like The Big Short. It had a lot of great acting performances in it, but it was too confusing.
yeah.
It was a little too confusing. Brooklyn and The Room were two of my favorites, but movies like that normally don't win.
That's right.
I thought the most entertaining movie that I saw the whole year might have been, of these 8, was The Martian. And I don't think it's going to win anything.
Yeah, they're not even up for that much, besides Best
You know
Picture.
what was wrong with The Martian?
What?
This is what's wrong with The Martian.
Too many
It's a
Martians.
good movie. You know what's wrong with it? It's a good movie. That's what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do anything else. Like, it's good, and that's it. I forgot about it after I saw it.
That could be too. It
Good
was,
movie, not a great movie, huh?
well, it was
Yeah,
like,
it's just good.
what was that Tom Hanks movie? The one where he was by himself on the desert island?
Oh,
Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah.
It was Castaway in space.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
exactly.
But
You've seen
Castaway
it,
won. You know what? Matt Damon was very likable in it. It was an enjoyable movie. I like space movies. I just do. But I don't think it's going to win. I really, not that I didn't like The Revenant, I just didn't think it was believable. And this is coming from the guy who likes Jurassic Park and Star Wars.
You thought that? Wait a second. You thought that The Revenant was too unbelievable, but a girl running around in high heels after giant dinosaurs was believable and entertaining?
No.
Crawl about there, Tommy. Crawl about. That's good. Keep going.
Bruce, I think Jurassic World is a terrible movie. We don't have to get into it now. I hate that movie.
Let me just tell you what if you are doing a movie like Jurassic World or Jurassic Park or Star Wars or whatever, you're going into the movie understanding
That is unbelievable.
that it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, but what you want to do is make sure that the actors and the people and the story has a little bit of plausibility.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? That to me is that's like Independence Day, right? Ridiculous, but it was plausible. Okay. With The Revenant, this guy got mauled by a bear in 1860-something, okay? He had arteries severed, and he should have been dead.
I want you to
Instead,
look. Did you do the research on that?
no. Should
Go
I?
look up Hugh Glass. It's actually the movie. It simmered it down a little bit. Like, the true story is worse.
Really?
Yeah, like go do your research on Hugh Glass,
Okay.
because he went through some shit.
Whoa, you can't say that on
You
here.
can't say that. He didn't say that.
Sleep.
Where's the bleeper? No, but do you know what I'm saying, Tommy? That to me is what just didn't do it for me, because I could not fathom that in that time where he was, that he was able to survive. And like you said, I know they said it was worse, but that to me is the only thing I missed. All right, so you are taking Spotlight, I'm taking The Revenant, Mr. B is taking Brooklyn.
All right.
We all agree on Leo DiCaprio for Best Actor, Brie Larson for Best Actress, Sylvester Stallone for Creed, but both you and I think that Mark Ruffalo should win. Best Supporting Actress, The Danish Girl, although I didn't see it, so I can't say. But you liked Rooney Mara in Carol, and we have a little bit of a disagreement here on
the
directing. You think it's going to be Spotlight is going to be taking home a lot of the awards?
Yeah, the two big ones: Best Picture, Best Director.
Okay, man.
Well, we will find out tomorrow night.
As usual, you are the best.
Thanks so much for joining us here, Tommy.
Thanks, guys. I
All right.
appreciate you having me on.
Hey, thanks, Tommy. We appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take another break here on Glory Days. When we get back, we'll give you a couple of stories that you may not have heard about in our Did You Hear About segment.
We may only give you one story.
Stay with us. You're watching Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco, only on Radio TV Network. Coming right back.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, this is Chris West Jake, and if Inravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco here on the Inravio TV network. If you're a sports fan, and why would you be watching this program if you're not?
Well, they could be an Oscar fan.
You could be an Oscar fan. You know that you can get all the scores and highlights instantly from other sources on the internet like ESPN. But here on the Glory Day Show, we pride ourselves on trying to find the types of stories that would interest you, our twisted yet sophisticated audience. The bizarre, the maudlin, and the humorous. And of course, the completely ridiculous.
Or it's going to be huge, okay?
We call this segment, Did You Hear About? Alrighty, story number one takes us to the ice up in the Great White North, where apparently they take spitting a lot more serious than we do down here. Remember the movie Slapshot?
I do.
The Hanson brothers were arrested after a game for assault and taken out of the dressing room. When they were leaving, one of the players told them to use their one phone call to order a pizza. Then Morris the pervert said, why not just call a massage parlor? Well, a real-life Hanson arrest situation arose in a junior hockey game in Quebec when a 21-year-old junior hockey player was arrested by Quebec provincial police after allegedly spitting in a lineman's face at a game in Nicollet.
Is that Nicolette or Nicolay?
I don't know.
The T is always...
It doesn't count? Is that like
I don't think so. Yeah.
Stephen Colbert?
Yeah, exactly right.
After tussling with the referee, he allegedly spit in the lineman's face. But before he could throw a punch, Marcotte was pulled to the ice by the linesman, and the official sat on top of him until uniformed police arrived. The two Sûreté de Quebec officers were dispatched to the arena in Nicollet, walked onto the ice, and handcuffed Marquette, who was being held behind one of the nets against the board. Marquette is a member of the Junior AA hockey experts in Sherbrooke, Quebec, and he was released from police custody later that night. Sergeant Ann Theobald said that no complaint has been laid against the player, and there will be no further action from the police unless one is filed. But if there was no complaint, why did the police show up? And why did they need to arrest him in the middle of the game?
It's a good question. Unless the police had money riding on the other team. I don't know.
I don't know. The president of the Junior A League said that he didn't want to comment on the allegations before talking to the people involved directly, but added that the league does not condone spitting at a referee.
I'm glad to hear that.
If you do, you're going to get arrested. The Sherbrooke team lost 9-3 to the local team in Nicolet and are eliminated from the league playoffs, meaning that any suspension against Marcotte would have zero impact.
I see.
So, I don't know. You know, the thing that makes me laugh is that, they actually sat on this guy on the ice until the police arrived.
Yeah, how long do you think it took the police to get there?
I don't know, but do you think they were kind of cold?
Yeah, I would think so.
Sitting on the
I would
ice
think so.
for a while?
Yep.
I don't know.
All right, story number 2. Finally today, looks like the 2016 Yankees are going to be the best rested baseball team in the state of Florida this year. Although the slogan for the United States Army used to be, "We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day," the Yankees want no part of the beautiful early morning sun here in Tampa. Manager Joe Girardi recently announced that all spring training sessions will begin at 11:30 a.m., allowing his players to sleep in. "We start at 11:30 a.m. Don't think if I see you here at 7:30 I'm going to be impressed. It's not going to impress me. Sleep. I'm giving you the opportunity to sleep. Sleep." Okay. Both the ball players and the media were rejoicing at the revelation. As a matter of fact, Alex Rodriguez was so happy, he celebrated the night before by allowing himself to watch Conan live. Although many of their fans have been bored by the lackluster play of the team in the past 2 years, the Yankees have decided to address the idea of motivation directly with their players at the spring training home, posting this message on a clubhouse door when the players arrive for the first time. "By entering this room, you agree to give 100% of what you have. There are no excuses. Every day, every moment is an opportunity to excel, to be more, to achieve your best. Do not squander your time by going through the motions. Train hard and get results. And at the end of the day, look in the mirror and ask yourself if you gave your all. If you don't have that level of commitment, don't waste your time or ours." That's pretty motivational, isn't it?
I think it is.
Just make sure you don't squander your time before 11:30 at this.
Listen, it's great to be motivated, but you don't have to be motivated till after 11:30. It's pretty good.
All right.
You think it's going to bring like more business into the bars in Florida?
It could.
They close at 1 a.m. anyway, don't they?
I don't know. I haven't been down here in a while.
All right, you know what? I think we're out of time.
We are out of time.
Thanks to our producers, Kyle Melnick and Aaron Mikhailov, for all their hard work and making us look so good out there. Thanks again, Tommy Gatto, for helping us out with his Oscar picks for tomorrow's Academy Award show. Thanks again, Chuck and Bonnie, putting up with this nonsense week after week and allowing us to bring you this type of quality programming. And of course, thanks to our loyal viewers. Don't forget, you can check out the Glory Days On Demand page on www.inravio.com to watch any of our past shows or any of the other great shows on the Inravio TV network. Not bad.
We brought it in on time.
Right on time.
We had to cut a story, but that's okay.
Enjoy the Academy Awards tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we will see you next time.